Shalom Akim, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salute once again to you sincere Akim out there of the hopeful elect. All right, I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. I'm not gonna make this long and drawn out. My phone is doesn't have a lot of space. But this is just a continuation on to the last lesson I did about World War III. All right, and the crisis that's going on out there in Eastern Europe and the Middle East, which is going to be the demise of America, which is known as Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures. So this is the book of Revelations, chapter 17, verse 16, from where I left off at. It says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." All right, and the 10 horns represent the EU nations, okay, from out of Europe, the European Union. All right, and the EU in confederate with America and in Canada, that make up the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. As a conglomerate, they represent the beast, okay, which is basically a revival of the ancient Roman Empire. All right, so the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. The whore represents America. All right, as I broke it down in the last video, because all of these other nations are in bed with America, making money off of America. Okay, coming over here, setting up shop, setting up businesses, and becoming rich, because America is a consuming nation. All right, it says, "And shall make her desolate and naked, it shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Yeah, because the EU nations, which are America's allies, they basically have a beef with America, because it's been coming out that America has been spying on them. Okay, and especially during Trump's presidency, a lot of things were said by former President Trump about the other members of NATO not keeping up their end of the bargain. All right, because America basically, what America does is that they basically finance NATO the most out of all of the different nations that are a part of NATO. So Trump was basically getting on countries like Germany and France to basically invest more in NATO. All right. And you know how Trump is, he's disrespectful. So they basically took it, they didn't take it, lightly. All right. So there was a lot of animosity going on with the countries that are involved with NATO. All right. So eventually, this is all being done through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah to make Satan cast out Satan. Who's Satan? The so-called white man. All right. It says, I'm going to read that again. It says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked." All right. So they're going to hate the whore, which represents America, meaning America's allies. They got a hatred towards America. All right. Because America's proud. America, is basically sitting upon this pedestal, and they look at the other European countries like they're better than them. So, so there's a number of reasons why these European countries don't like America. Okay, it says, "And shall make her desolate and naked," right? And she's being exposed. America is being exposed. Okay, "And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." And that's what's going to happen. The Lord is setting it up where these other European countries got this animosity towards America, and they're going to eventually launch missiles at America. Okay, in which America believed that according to the alliance that they formed with these countries, that they are going to actually go against America's #1 foe, which is Russia. Countries like China, all right, North Korea, Iran, and such. But America's own allies are going to wind up turning on them and burning them with fire, with thermonuclear missiles, according to Revelation, the 17th chapter. Verse 17, it says, "For the Most High has put it in their hearts to fulfill his will." This is all according to the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. It says, "And to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled." So this is prophecy in the very making. Okay. All right. This brittle relationship that America has with its own allies that is soon to be broken, because these other countries, they don't trust America. All right. This is matter of fact, this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7. It reads, "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border." All right. Who are the men of America's confederacy? NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which consists of all of these different European countries, mainly in Western Europe. All right, but NATO was basically trying to advance eastward, okay, which is closer to the Russian border. So it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, okay, closer to the borders of Russia, in which Russia is going to be the demise of America. So you got all of these different countries in Eastern Europe that have become a part of NATO, like Poland, all right, Estonia, all right, I forget the other one name, Lithuania, I believe, okay, and there's talks about Ukraine trying to join NATO, okay, and that's what a lot of this controversy is all about with this with everything going on in Eastern Europe today, with the Russia-Ukraine borderline, and it's rumored that Russia is possibly formulating an attack on Ukraine, okay. It's because the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, all right. So NATO expanding eastward is bringing America closer to the borders of Russia, and Russia is going to be the demise of the United States of America, which is Babylon the Great. It reads on to say, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Yeah, the men that were at peace with America has deceived them, okay. Yeah, they'll take America's money with no problem, okay. You can invest in this NATO military because America spends the most, I believe, $1.3 billion annually that they invest in NATO, all right, which is way more than any other European country or any other country who are a part of NATO, okay. So this is all being done by deception, all right, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. Yeah, we'll play like we're down with you, like we're really for your, we're gonna that we're gonna have your back, but eventually the Lord is gonna put it in these other countries' hearts to turn against America, all right. That's why it says, and prevailed against thee. Yeah, because eventually they're gonna prevail against America. Everyone can see that America is basically becoming weak, is languishing, all right. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in them. All right. Yeah. And these countries, they all eat off of the bread of America. America, through taxpayer dollars, invest in a lot of the military aid to NATO, and most importantly, the welfare state of Israel. All right. Close to $3.5 to $4 billion annually. Okay. Of hardworking Americans, tax-paying Americans' money goes to invest in the military of Israel, all right? And Israel is basically going to wind up leading America into a war with Iran, and also you got NATO, right, trying to expand east, and all these roads lead back to Gog and Magog, which is basically Russia coming against America, all right? So that's how these countries are going to prevail against Babylon the Great, which is America. It reads on to say, there is none understanding in them. Yeah, that's right. So America's got itself in the quagmire, and they can't figure out a way. They can't figure a way to get out of this tight spot that they're in. All right, and that's all due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai prophecy, to his word of bringing America down, right, to avenge the nation of Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, who are suffering in captivity in this society, suffering a captivity and oppression and slavery in this society, all right, since America's conception, okay? So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate, all right? So the Lord said, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay, and America represents Babylon the Great. Okay, and why does the Lord use the terminology of Babylon being a virgin daughter? Because there was never any war bought on the shores of America by foreign countries. Okay, when you check out the history with all these different wars that's supposed to have been fought here in America, right? The Revolutionary War, that was all financed and set up by the Rothschilds, by the international bankers, all right? The Civil War was all set up and financed by the international bankers. The American Spanish War, Spanish-American War, all right? The War of 1812. This was all basically set up for the interest of the international bankers, all right? So it wasn't all those wars that were fought on American soil, all right, were basically proxy wars. It was fake wars. It was basically for the gain and the interest of the international bankers. Now this third world's war that's coming, that we're in the beginning stages of, all right, there's soon to escalate, okay, is going to be a real confrontation brought to the soil and shores of America, man, to the point where America's going to be totally annihilated. That's why the Lord said, come down and sit in the dust. The dust represents confusion. Look at the Biden administration, man. You got this president that this guy can't tell his asshole from his elbow, man, making stupid statements, man. Okay, all right, and they don't know what the hell they doing, man. In all reality, you got the second in command, Kamala Harris. Okay, this fucking nigga woman. Okay, she don't know what the hell is going on either, man. So basically, they're being ran by the shadow government, by the elites of the society, and they're caught in the quagmire in which they don't know how to get out of it. They don't know how to get out of this tight situation. So they're in the dust. They're basically in a state of confusion. How to appease their allies, you know, how to not look bad, how to not look weak in the eyes of the world, because you know, they want to deal diplomatically, but diplomacy is not actually working. So they're gonna have to wind up doing this confrontation with Russia. Okay, it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. Meaning what? America's gonna be totally destroyed. There's not gonna be any more rulership for America. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Okay, so America's gonna be totally destroyed, man, in World War III. All right, and that's how this virgin whore is gonna get her cherry popped. All right, by Russia and all of America's allies launching intercontinental ballistic missiles at this place to destroy it, according to the prophecies, the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. All right, so I'm gonna end this video on that note. I'm gonna say Shalom wa Barakim. Hope the brother's been edified, and keep on fighting the good fight and pushing prophecies, man, and keep praying, fasting, do what it takes to please Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, and I'm gonna say Shalom. See you in the next one.